Welcome back. Thank you for joining me. And the old school's back together. We've got Jonathan and Tim, who's Tom, on the line.
Who?
Hello, boys.
Hello. Hi, Tom.
So we're up to this mark. We'll see where the frigates are. Cut it off up to there, and we're taking all this land. So it's a mix between me and Jonathan. I'm just showing them the bit of Europe that we're smashing out, and just to give you a closer look, I'm just sitting National Guard on, and Jonathan, Tim, I think we need to do a massive land grab. We think Norway's retreated right back to his home cities, or may not even be on the game still. We're not sure. We could just get massively attacked again when we least expect it because he's building. But for now, I say we do a massive land grab, especially in Italy. So, Jonathan, you can take Italy. That would be great.
I'm working on it.
Even if
I'm
we
kind of starting to race Argentina. He was messaging me, questioning like where the forces have gone, and he thinks they're preparing for some kind of counter-attack. So I was playing to that, and I was like, yeah, you need to reinforce your homelands. He's probably going to flank you.
Yes.
But you can see he's gone to Marseille, and he's working towards his victory site. I'm going to try and beat him there, but I'm not sure how realistic that is because I'm going to work my way up all the way through Italy.
What about starting at the victory site and working your way down?
I mean, like, what you mean going in through Vicenza?
However you do it. Or I could just see if I can send
I could do.
my closest National Guard troop just straight there.
I mean, yeah, if we're certain that there aren't any Irish troops there, but it was only like yesterday he was talking about being hit with helicopters, so like...
Was it?
Yeah, it's just risky.
Okay. Well, in a way, I mean, Ireland is definitely... Yeah, they're going to ignore us because we're furthest away. They're going to focus on Argentina because they're closest. They're still gold players. They still have an awful lot going on. I doubt Ireland's lost much at all.
It's just like strategically, Palermo is a really important one to take because it's right in the middle of the Mediterranean, and it's very close to some of my home cities. And somewhere like Tripoli, somebody might try to invade to get like a foothold into my home cities. So I'm glad I've taken that.
Yeah.
And then just taking Italy, it just gives us both a bit of breathing room against the other coalitions too.
Definitely.
I did actually. I accidentally went to war with Brazil because I saw this little island south of Palermo, and it was green, so I thought it was Irish. So I sent an airborne there. I've sent him a message just saying, "Oops, let's make peace." But we'll see if he actually replies to that.
Yeah, I'm sure they will. They don't want to go to war with us yet when they're stretched and still at war and worrying about a counter-attack. New Zealand have incurred right down here on the south tip of Africa. Cheeky. They do have all that southern Arctic space, don't they? So
yeah, it doesn't concern me too much because I don't expect they would have had many troops down there. They may have quite a few boats coming in, but if they want to take this land down here, it'll take them a couple of weeks, just like it's taken me. But I'm going to focus on annexing some of these dome cities and getting in airports, so I'll be able to cover it with strikes. I might need to leave a few launchers down here to help, but with my latest upgrade to the radar, I will be able to see exactly the composition of the armies they have in if I can get close enough to the contacts.
Yeah, that would be great. We know some of what they've got. They've got a fair few troops with them because they've taken loads of cities. They've taken like 6 or 7 cities, haven't they? And they've got to sit on those for a while and then move forward. And we know they've got theatre defence, anti-air level 2. Nothing's upgraded too highly. There's one down here. There it is.
Who are you talking about, New Zealand or
Argentina mainly. Argentina seems stronger than Brazil. Brazil seems like they might be quite weak looking at their home cities. New Zealand, I think, are probably our main threat.
But it just goes to show, like, that they've got a similar level on a lot of their troops than than us, and they've taken like even more cities than Norway. So like you don't need to spend money on this game to get like a real head start early on.
No, exactly. They've had really amazing tactics. New Zealand's got some very high level homeland stuff going on, but Brazil, so they had all like New Zealand had level 4 and level 5 arms industries, level 5 barracks, so they're obviously pumping out some. I think they were all pumping out the anti-missiles. Brazil's home cities, so is that one? Yep. Level 3 naval, level 2 naval, level 5 arms industry. May have underestimated them actually. Yeah, Brazil level 5 army base. So yeah, maybe Brazil are strong. And then Argentina are quite exposed on the coast here. There's one. Naval level 3, arms industry level 1. Arms industry level 1. Airbase level 5 from Argentina. So they could have some pretty high level aeroplanes. But either way, we're really going to have our work cut out for us. I'm amazed we're still alive, but we're pushing back. And the more land we can take, and the more time we have to build, the better chance we stand, I think, because we don't have much of a navy. Pretty much not a lot going on in the air as well. And we've just had to really focus on missile defence, air defence, and just take loads of land and be at war with loads of people and loads of coalitions. So how have you been getting on, Tim?
Pretty well. Like, I've just had a good few days now to rebuild my army, because I was literally down to like 6 infantry after a few little errors. But I've got 3 annexed cities now that are solely for just churning out infantry.
Nice, yeah.
And then I've got the 2 home cities then churning out the at the moment theatre defence and rocket launchers. We'll be mainly focusing on rocket launchers once I've got the cities covered with theatre defence. And then just sort of get my support stacked together and get ready to push wherever I need to. The only thing I'm missing is anti-air, so I can't decide how I want to cover that yet.
You've got your theatre defence, like they're decent for anti-air. You've got frigates, right?
I have, but not for going inland, really.
They're going to have some pretty strong air, but I know Argentina, they've got their level 5 airbase, but we did see the 3 stacks of 5 naval aircraft, didn't we? Let's have a look at what they do. So, naval strike fighter, good against troops, tanks, okay against planes and helicopters, quite good against boats. Yeah, nothing to write home about, but if they're leveled up to the max level, which is level 3, then 9 against boats, which is pretty good. And I guess if you've got a stack of 5, 9 against troops, they're a pretty good all-rounder, but nothing to write home about. And if we've got strong anti-air, I think that's going to help us no end, and we absolutely do. I've got anti-air coming out of every orifice now, pretty much. Got one.
I feel like when it does come time to fight them, there'll be a few battlegrounds. Some of those will be in Central Africa, so if you could get troops to some of those valleys, that would be really good. Another will be the entrance to the Mediterranean. And then, of course, we'll have land battles in Europe on whatever the front line ends up being. So the first step, I feel like when we're ready to go to war with them, will just be to kick them out of all of these land masses. And then as soon as we've got to the coast, then it'll be a lot easier to stop other troops coming in via the sea. And perhaps if we focus on the land attack first, then they'd look to counter with a naval attack, so we could prepare for that while we're pushing them out.
I think we need to pump out as many ships as we can.
Yeah, that's definitely New Zealand's strength. He'd look to just get to our home cities and batter them with his ships, wouldn't he? So if we can get these sort of choke points in the sea sorted as well.
Well, that's the thing. Like, if we can completely control the Suez Canal, like a radar there, then we can cut their navy in half. If we're assuming Argentina and Brazil have got half the navy compared to New Zealand, which they probably do. Yeah, so navy-wise, I'm starting to build another port to churn out destroyers or frigates, and then I'm going to research cruisers, start building those. Maybe upgrade my subs, build some more of those. I'll mainly be focusing on defence though, keeping boats in and around the Suez Canal.
Yeah.
How about you two? What are you going to do navy-wise?
I think I kind of want to just stick to subs, honestly, because I just think they are generally better at tackling ships. They were really effective in the last game.
Yeah.
When they're max level, 5 stack of subs ends up with like 200 health, so they are really strong. 100
Or even
range.
the elite ones.
Not the elite ones. They're a bit weaker health wise, but they're I think they get to 25 health each on level 3.
I guess
The
subs can
standard
take on
subs.
everything, can't they? They can take
Yeah,
on other
that's the thing.
subs and any boat.
Yeah.
They
So-
can't take on troops, and they haven't got any anti-air. And actually, thinking of it, Argentina specifically told me he's building the helicopter that kills subs because Norway has subs. You've got to watch out for those, Tim.
Yeah, SW.
Yeah. Never seen those used before because you'd only build those to kill subs, and they've got such a short range. And like
That's the thing.
it's not often somebody gets subs up to your coast, but he's
Oh,
teched
yeah.
for them.
The basic level is 7.5 attack against subs. Thing is, they've got to have the air infrastructure as well, and maybe he'd have a carrier to carry them. Maybe
Yeah, because all helicopters can just land on carriers, can't they?
15 attack against subs when it's fully upgraded. So yeah, it just keeps coming back to frigates being a really good stack to have. All of them really.
It's something worth considering, like what kind of helicopter defense we are going to have. Like fighting in Africa, it's not necessary at all, because there's just everything so spread out. It's very hard. It's a lot harder to build airfields. In Europe, it's a little bit more relevant. But I feel like if you've got some decent air superiority, then you can use those to shoot down whatever comes your way, whether it's planes or helicopters. And that's the best way to approach it.
What do you have to... Yeah, I need to build my air superiority stack because frigates have rubbish attack against helicopters. Air superiority fighter. What do I need again? Oh, it is just airbase level 1, arms industry level 1. Yeah, I might... I'm really short of supplies. Has anyone got a glut of supplies?
I was going to ask the same thing. I'm hoping you do, Tim.
No.
It's because
No.
Unfortunately. I just don't. I'm just spending so many at the moment. Like I've had to rebuild my whole army in the last few days, so I'm spending literally 10,000 a day at the moment.
Cool.
But
I'm
I will soon.
Because I'm pumping out National Guard. It's taking up all my supplies, but I pumped out a ton. I mean, I can move up really fast now. So the plan is, if I replenish the closest islands to me with National Guard as they're spawned, then I move everyone else up 1, and then everyone in front of them up 1, and so I can shift everything forward quite a lot in one day. That's the plan.
Yeah.
Right, I'll move up my stack to in front of Nice then.
Yeah, move them up to the
Which one
edge,
do?
because when it comes to midnight, everyone's moving forward quite a lot. And
They move slowly, so it's going to take them 4 hours to get to the front line just from where they are, just northwest of Sofia.
that's fine.
Yeah, I was hoping to have a little bit more action. Like I've shot down a few troops with my multiple rocket launchers and shot down a few missiles with my SAM, and now I've got a theatre defence in there. I'm fully confident to just plough into enemy territory, and I really hope they do try and fight us off. I feel like it'd be quite entertaining.
Yeah, I've got my frigates up there on the coast. I've got my stacker moving up alongside yours as well, so we've got double defence. I've got combat recon for sight. I've got theatre defence. I've got a mobile SAM, and I've got 3 rockets. So kind of relying on your heavier mobile SAMs, and you've got a nice radar there, 4 rockets, and you've got a theatre defence. I'm moving up another theatre defence, and I've actually moved a mobile SAM back into the capital that I was going to send up, because I thought, do you know what, I need to maintain defence on the homeland and start building that up a little bit. But I can start moving some of my big stack from Istanbul forward as well. I've got enough mobile SAM there. Could probably give an armoured fighting vehicle away. I want to go from Constantina over to Bucharest at midnight, because they'll be okay to be left on their own. So we'll take Bucharest and then just spread up through Europe a bit more.
Yeah, sounds good. And maybe the timing will work out that by the time we get to Munich, then we might be ready to go to war with Argentina, and then we could just keep pushing through to Spain, and then hopefully by that point I'll have a good foothold in Italy.
Yes.
Or you kind of spread right and go into Norway. We'll really just have to keep an eye on whether they're doing anything at all. So I'm looking in the newspaper for now.
Yeah, so I could do some more Sheridan tanks maybe, because we've got a bit of a land battle to be had here, haven't we? And if we can really push through on land, we've got rockets to potentially protect us from ships if we go near shore. Just going to not be too... How do you know how they incurred into Malaga initially? Didn't they do airborne or something? No, combat outpost in the middle of the mid.
Airborne. I think they had radar at some point, which they may have used to look across.
Yeah,
most definitely. And they just moved across like a whole mix of troops, including some mobile anti-air, some normal troops, rocket launchers. Yeah, just a whole bunch of stuff around like level 2 or 3, some SAM turrets. They said they lost a lot of troops in the first incursion, but it also looks like Brazil's kind of rallied and pushed through with them. And then they're just they've made a mad rush, and now they're trying to clear up some of this land.
I'd imagine
presumably Ireland had stopped fighting back.
Yeah, or withdrawn to. Yeah, or they may have given up, realising what's going on. Norway and Ireland. Ireland will have probably lost their air stack, right? Because it was quite weak anyway. I did get a little hit in, but they had an air officer of some kind, and they had 4 strikes. And previously, remember, we took out their stack of 5, so we really crippled their air attack. And Ireland had a lot of airborne. Few National Guard, I think they were taking provinces with, so I don't think they were particularly strong. Missiles, their one solution to everything seemed to be missiles, and when that stopped working, Norway sent in his big stack to try and take Istanbul, didn't he? But we just by the skin of our teeth took it down, so I think we kind of crippled the main land attack. Got no idea what's coming though. I did a morale attack against Obrero complex, but it's come back. It was I thought it was Rezoniki, but it was actually Obrero. So we've not seen the mass morale sort of loss that I expected. They're getting pretty low, but they're still okay.
Yeah, it's kind of like plateaued, and I've lost a lot of agents. Probably about 10 or 12. Yeah, like I've continuously had troops in some of these cities, and they've just stayed at around 40%. So we just need to start taking this land now. I feel like we've done enough to kind of keep them sitting on their cities for a bit longer. So it's probably already done its job.
Yeah, and actually, if you look, one of my morale attacks and yours did work. If you look at Warsaw, they're on 27%, and then buy alley stock. They're on 27% there, and I think I did buy alley stock last night. You may have done Warsaw.
Yeah, problem is that never guarantees the chosen anyway. Like I've seen cities go down to like 10-14% and still be fine, and then recover back to 30 in a couple of days. It's just it's a roll of the dice, really.
We're giving ourselves a little chance anyway.
Yeah.
Every little helps.
I was wondering, like, if you could just corrupt the provinces next to a city you're looking to attack. There's one thing that it takes into consideration with the morale of a city is the morale of the surrounding provinces. So if you want to play the long game, then you could just attack a city and the provinces around it just to make sure it goes rogue.
Yeah, I did that to their capital. I attacked Eggedal near Oslo's capital, the Norway capital, but it didn't really do anything. But yeah, if you really want to try and take a city down, put 3 agents on the city and then 3 agents on every province around it if you can afford it. So yeah, agents are pretty cool. There's a war to be had. The thing is, I do want to tell you something I did, but I don't know who's watching this, and we know people do watch this series, so maybe
Tell us after.
I'll tell you after. All right.
Yeah.
Because it's not that bad, but it's preparing for the longer game.
Oh, you're pushing into Volga. Are you going to be pushing north of Volgograd, Jonathan?
Yeah. I'm moving some troops there now.
I'll move up towards Aktobi then.
Where's
yeah, sounds good.
A load of infantry that way.
Volgograd. Oh yeah, you're flying a load of troops out to start the incursion there. Yeah, that'll be nice.
I'm
and
just
if we
thinking,
can,
like, I could take a straight line to Moscow, and then Segeza, and just go up to the victory site. Like, main thing that will slow us down is just having to sit on cities, but you know, it'll be a long trip, but I won't have to stop as many times.
I almost think
the
better money is to go to the right, to the east of Volgograd, and cut New Zealand off from getting any closer to us. And I thought, if you
I'll leave that up to you, Tim. You know, that's your land east of that river there.
Yeah.
Can you go for that?
I mean, he's got a pretty big distance between me and my home cities at the moment.
It still gives them a point of incursion, though, doesn't it? And the more distance, the better. And you've got 2 troops on Tutli, so at the very least you could move one of those troops out because they're incredibly strong. You don't need 2 of them on the city. You've got 7.5 defense plus the entrenchment bonus.
No, I mean, really don't.
A troop of half.
Well, yeah, I know.
Could easily hold.
One of them was weak. I just joined 2 infantry up last night to like boost their health a bit.
So you can move one of them out and just try and get some troops out land grabbing and cutting off New Zealand a bit more. It's all free land out there as far as I'm concerned. I've not encountered any resistance yet from Norway, and you know, I know we don't know what's going to happen really, but let's just go for it.
You've got to consider, like, what are our biggest strengths and like where do we want to fight. If we knew we had the biggest navy, we'd want to keep it to these riverways and into the Mediterranean. But I'm thinking like our land army and our anti-air is going to be like kind of unparalleled, especially our launchers. So you could even let New Zealand take some of this Russian land, and then see if you could bait him into moving some troops through the open lands, and you know, use strikes and launchers to take out his troops that way.
Yeah, we should take
if that distracts him from attacking us with navy down south, that would be really good. But I'm not sure if it would. No? What do you think?
Yeah, my opinion, I think we should land grab as much as we possibly can to give us as much of a resource advantage as we can get. And, you know, the more we can take now, the more hassle it will take for everyone else to try and take that land back. I think ultimately they'll just go for our home cities because they're all together. They've got one place they can put everyone into. So I think they're coming for our home cities, and we're going to have a big navy, lots of rockets to defend it, bit of anti-air. I think it's going to be a naval attack.
But as soon as like Europe's a bit cleaner, and our borders are pushed out. It just generally gives us a lot more time. But we've been pushed so far back into our homeland because there's been these points of incursion throughout all of Italy and Greece. As soon as we can get further along the Mediterranean, we'll have like vision there. We'll have armored units there, and we'll just have plenty of time to react to whatever we have, and we'll be in the strongest position in the map. Like, even though we'll kind of be on the defense, it will, like, everyone's going to have a hard time, and then we can, kind of control the whole map by splitting it in half. Eventually, that'll be a really good thing to do.
Yeah, and once we take out one of their players, it will be 3 against 2. If we ever get to that position, that'll be a very nice position to be in.
It's a good point. Like, maybe we should just focus on New Zealand.
One. Yeah, they're the strongest
there's still
player.
Japan to consider. And there's still California Republic. Who knows? They might actually, pull their finger out and do something.
And actually, China's still in the game, weirdly. They've got a bit of land. Don't know what they've been doing. They'll probably be a horrible AI to try and take over. They'll have been pumping stuff out for a while. Yeah, so where are we? Chakotay and California Republic have quite randomly taken very odd bits of land. Don't even know how they've taken this. They got like airborne troop. Must have airborne or naval troops to have incurred on the side there. They don't seem to have really done much. Maybe they're just sitting and hoping everyone else destroys each other. Ooh. So Californian Republic have half of... Is it Mexico? What's that bit of land in between them and Brazil?
Oh, it's like split up into separate municipalities.
It's kind of like southern Mexico, isn't it? So I wonder if they're going to have any clash there, or if that's where they've always been. There's no burning cities. They must have a very strong agreement with Brazil, because they could just go down. I mean, ideally we need them to move and to try and take over Brazil and Argentina, don't we?
I mean, like, it's deceptive. They'd have to cross the Panama Canal and go through Colombia, so that's waterways already, and a lot of jungle. And it could take a week to get from the Talamanca revival to Salvador on the east coast of Brazil, going through the land. It's quite a trek. On the other hand, just to incur onto some of Argentina's cities on the west, and that'll be a lot easier.
Looks like New Zealand have taken they've taken Fukuoka in Japan, so they're continuing to probably very slowly but surely take out Japan. They've probably got like 1 or 2 troops and then a load of ships. So it's good that they're being kept busy by Japan. I think once they've finished with Japan, that's going to free up and maybe Korea, it's going to free up all their ships. And what they're going to do with them when they're finished, that's probably when they'll send them to us, either us or Norway. But probably us if they see that Norway is shrinking. Depends how close they get to Norway. Because New Zealand are sort of cracking through, aren't they? But they've kind of stopped. Maybe they'll not get any further. Well, it's an interesting game, and we'll see how much land we can grab and what happens in the meantime. Any other thoughts on the game?
I don't think so.
Tonight.
What's that?
No, not for me.
No, not for me either.
No. I wasn't sure. I thought you just said good night. Well, it's good night from me.
It's good night from me.
Good night from me.
Over and out.